So, as you can probably tell by the thumbnail and the description, I bought another car that I want to use as a budget drift car. So here it is. So this is a 2004 Holden VY Commodore Ute, and as it sits at the moment, it's pretty much near ready. That's why you guys haven't seen it. I've been spending so much time doing all the work it needs to get it ready. I'll put some photos in while I'm talking here now of what it looked like when I first bought it. And
so you can see how I bought the car. It was in a bit of a way. It was involved in some sort of incident that got its windscreen smashed and a couple of guards kicked in. But I've been working towards getting it ready. It's got a new windscreen in it. I might pop out some of the dents. I'm not sure yet. I don't expect to crash the car, but I don't want to like pretty it up if I'm only just going to hit a barrier or something. It didn't come with a front bumper bar, so I had to find one that was a similar color, which was a bit of a struggle. But I got that done. I put in a light bar and a couple of LEDs here and there. It had custom rails made by myself, just a bit of square tube, some flat bar and a MIG. So these hubs were custom by myself as well. They just had the steering arms chopped, shortened a slight amount, new bearings, new wheel bearings fitted. It's now got Mace Engineering steel fabricated mounts instead of the crappy factory rubber ones. When I pulled those out, they were so broken that the first clutch kick, it would have just torn straight out of the mount. For gauges, I've got water temp, voltage, and oil pressure. I think that's the main three that I'd really need to monitor what the car's doing, like water temp, make sure it's not overheating, make sure the battery's charging and it's not going to die, and that the engine's healthy, has good oil pressure.
a little custom intake there with a higher flying MAF. It's had the oil pressure area there modified for gauges. Same with water temperature. Pacemaker extractors. It has a full exhaust on it, 2.5-inch twin. It is a factory 5-speed manual. It comes with the Getrag 5-speed. So up the front, no headlights. I have a 23-inch light bar in the front, Takata toe strap coming around the side. These are probably the wheels I'll use on the front just because they're 17 or 16 by 8. So they're really nice and wide and grippy. So I took care of the steering sort of stuff the same way the S chassis guys do. So if I can get on here and you guys can see that. It's had a rebuilt rack with custom rack ends and tie rods to a shortened steering arm off the hub. So at the moment it gets about 60 degrees of lock. I just have to shave the control arm slightly where the bump stop is for the steering, and then once I do that I'll get a little bit more. But as it is, it's pretty decent. So there's the extractors, and it sits on Munro GT lowered struts with king springs, so it sits quite low. It's nice and close to the guard, pretty tight. Looks a little bit stanced, which is a bit weird for Commodores. In the back end we have a factory fitted LSD that has a 3:46 ratio, I believe. So it should be nice and punchy, should at least be able to hold second gear sideways. And hopefully it's nice and tight. I don't really want to have to pull that out and put a lock diff in there. It's quite painful to pull these out. But yeah, same in the rear. King springs, I think they're probably just standard or new aftermarket shocks. The car doesn't really bounce too much when you're leaning on it, so no spare for weight reduction. And yeah, that tow bar's coming out of there, it's too heavy. When it's washed up it looks really nice. The colour's called Cosmo Purple. It's really popular in the Commodores. Let's take a look at the interior. Super dark tinting. Yeah, we got some bucket seats, 4-point harness for the driver. The passenger gets the standard seat belt. So manual, like I said. We've got some Speco gauges, water temperature, voltage and oil pressure. So yeah, That's what I've been up to. That's why there hasn't been any videos out recently. If you got any questions or you like the video, you want to see more, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I think there's a little bell button you're going to hit now too, so whenever I put out a new video you get an instant notification and you can come watch it straight away.